Well, if it isn't the fallen titan of kicks. What's good, Internet? Welcome back to Trash Talk with Bandit, the only show where your fashion hot takes get recycled into cold, hard facts. I'm your host, Bandit, your favorite raccoon with a PhD in pop culture, streetwear, and straight-up sarcasm. Today's dumpster fire? Nike. That's right. The house that Jordan built is looking more like a dilapidated shack off Sneaker Street. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bandit, Nike's still making money. Yeah, technically. They're still top dog in sportswear revenue, sure. But let's be honest. When even Skechers has more sauce than you on the streets, you ain't leading the pack. You're getting laughed off the runway. HOKA's got hype. New Balance is making dads cool. Crocs got collabs, and meanwhile, Nike out here throwing colorways on the same old silhouettes like it's 2012, and we didn't see this deja vu coming. Let's go back, real quick. Raise your paw if you grew up thinking Air Jordans could help you dunk like MJ. I know I did. But now, Nike ain't selling dreams anymore. They're selling nostalgia. And that's a risky business model when the youth want future drip, not reruns. Yo, these Skechers out here looking like anime art pieces. Nike, your competition's cosplaying cooler than your main line. What happened to the innovation, bruh? Here's what's up. Nike got complacent. They stopped running and started coasting. They relied on heritage, legacy, and hype beasts, but forgot that culture moves faster than commerce. While other brands leaned into tech, comfort, and culture, Nike leaned back in a lazy boy watching their stock chart dip like it's doing the limbo. Let's talk about this. Nike stock, in the gutter. Pop culture presence, spotty. You know who's showing up in music videos, anime collabs, and TikTok trends? Not the swoosh, not anymore. Meanwhile, they out here pushing overpriced dunks that creak more than my knees at a squat rack. And you expect Gen Z to pay $160 for that? Nah, fam. They'll thrift some beaters and call it Gorpcore. Get with the times. But here's the real trash juice, folks. Nike's fall from fashion grace says more about us than it does about them. We're living in a time where authenticity is legacy, where vibes and values beat brand names. Consumers want purpose, they want community. They want to know the brand sees them. Nike? Half the time they looking past us like we're invisible mannequins. Think about it. Where's the grassroots energy? Where's the up-and-coming designer collabs? Why are Crocs y'all, doing better brand storytelling than Nike? Are we in the upside down? And while Nike fumbles, smaller brands are thriving with community-first marketing, niche storytelling, and cultural fluency. HOKA tapped into the running subculture. Asics is poppin' with fashion nerds. And New Balance? They turned orthopedics into heat. And hey, speaking of switching it up, this little clicky magic trick right here, that's my Esker wallet. Shout out to them for making it easier to keep my cards than Nike does their cultural relevance. Look at this baby. Pow! It's like a raccoon's dream. Compact, functional, and hard to steal unless you're me. Look, Nike still has time. They've got cash, they've got clout, but what they don't have is connection. Not anymore. Not when the next generation is looking for realness, for fun, for something more than a swoosh. They got to adapt, or that legacy. It's headed for the vintage rack. So let me ask you, dear trash dwellers, what's the last Nike product you got excited about? Like, genuinely hyped for? And what's the last brand that made you feel seen? Drop your hot takes in the comments. Let's stir up some fresh funk in this dumpster fire of fashion. I'll be digging through every one of them, like the trash raccoon I am. Smash that like it's a limited drop. Hit that sub so you don't miss the next rant. And remember, like one raccoon's trash talk might just be your wake-up call. Until next time, keep it trashy.